And we're off. We're saying goodbye to the Western Isles, to the Outer Hebrides here in northern Scotland, and we're going over back to the mainland to once again visit the Highlands and go over to Inverness. So join me, everyone, on the live video. Hey, don't mind me, I'm doing a video. Yeah. We're saying goodbye to Stornoway, and we're going to go back to the mainland. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Let me know where you're watching from. And look at, so here we're seeing the town of Stornoway. We see over there the main church in the middle of the town. It's not a very big town, about 10,000 or so people. And there we are seeing Lewes Castle, which was built in the late 1800s by a Glaswegian architect. It was when another lord took over this part of the Isles. So look at that, beautiful views. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist, and right now we are on the ferry heading off to Ullapool, hence the car sirens. Of course, the beautiful sounds of the car sirens as we depart. And let's zoom in on the town. Here, I'm inhaling the beautiful fumes from the engine of this gigantic ferry. It is very big. I'll show you the size as we go further. And of course, ferries have great cell phone reception, so I'm able to live stream from over here. Right here we see the town hall, also built in the 1800s. Stornoway is not that old of a settlement. And of course, the Vikings first settled here, so many hundreds of years, but a lot of the buildings that we're seeing are from the 1800s when there was a big boom in industry here. So this ferry is quite long, 2 hours, so the size matches for the size of the ferry. The other two ferries I went to, the first one was very small, so that was about a 40-minute ride. The second one was about an hour and a half ride, and this one's more than 2 hours, 2 hours and a half in total. What? Right now I just started, so about 100 people. Yeah, then it goes up. Yeah, where are you guys from originally? What? Leeds, oh okay. Oh, Leeds, oh cool. Oh, awesome. Far away from Leeds. Yeah. Awesome, guys. Enjoy your trip. Hello, Kay. Nice to see you here. Welcome. Hi. Mind if I squiz in here?
Yeah, that's fun.
Bahar says, is it cool? Yeah, it's pretty chilly. And right there is the huge engines or exhausts, right? See? You can see we are right now on the upper deck. And so there's a sun deck, and the sun deck is down there. There's a middle area which is not really accessible, only by crew. And we're starting to say goodbye to the town of Stornoway, which is in the Outer Hebrides, which was the island I've been covering the past 2 days, the Isle of Lewis, which is actually connected with the Isle of Harris. Gets a little bit confusing. Q&A says it's quality of viewership and the quantity of viewership. Yeah, there was the two were staring the entire time I was doing. But yeah, 2 guys from Leeds. And from Scotland, nice to see you here. Welcome. Ela, nice to see you here. Welcome, Bahar. Nice summer day. Oh, yes. Audrey says, my 2 nephews are called Lewis and Harris. We told 2 great boys were born. The people of Lewis and Harris wanted their island after them. Oh, that's so cool. Did you do that on purpose? Did you actually name them Harris and Lewis? Let me know. Susie says, show us your jacket. What jacket are you referring to, Susie? Hello, Leela. Welcome to the live video. Leela says, that existed until I explored here. Yeah, you know, Lewis and Harris are famous for a few reasons. Lewis is famous for the stone circle I just visited, Callanish. And then, of course, Tweed is famous on these 2 islands. But unfortunately, they're not that popular yet. I think it's not as popular as Skye. Skye is way more popular. Susie says, you're watching me from the number 31 bus. Oh, I'm so glad you are. That's awesome. RJ says, will you ever move to Europe and leave NYC? Forever? I would move to Europe for a few years, that's for sure. Hello, Dan from Winthrop. Nice to see you here. Evelyn says, dice, ¿cómo estás? Qué bonito tus pasajes. ¿Cuánto cuesta un viaje en ferry? Oh, es una buena pregunta. No estoy gastando aquí en dinero directamente porque esto es parte del tour. Yo no sé cómo se dice el tour en español. Yo creo que de corrido, el grupo de aventura. So no sé, pero me imagino como 20 pounds. So Evelyn asks, how much is the ferry? I don't know for sure because I'm not incurring the cost directly. I'm part of a tour group, and I would assume it's about 20 pounds. The other one was about 9 pounds, I think. Prices can be found online, I assume. So people want to see my jacket. That's awesome. I end up doing a tour of a Harris Tweed factory. Now, ironically, the Harris Tweed is mostly made on the Isle of Lewis. Things get a little bit confusing. There are 2 isles, quote unquote, but they're on the same landmass. So it's like saying Dominican Republic and Haiti, but like the Scottish version. So it's like saying I'm buying a Haitian jacket, but it's made in Dominican Republic. That's the case with Harris Tweed. So I got myself a Harris Tweed made on the Isle of Lewis, which is where the older Harris Tweed factories are. The reason it's called Harris Tweed, apparently from the guy who gave us the tour, is because it's the tradition comes from the Isle of Harris, but the majority of the older establishments were from here in the Isle of Lewis. And I got this right at the factory. This was all made in the factory that I visited, except it was tailored in Portugal because tailors are not based here in Scotland. So they usually use either English tailors or Portuguese tailors. But everything else, the entire item is made here in Scotland. It's just structured in another place. And of course, that's a different skill set on its own. So yeah, this is the jacket. My mic looks like a little pocket square, a fluffy pocket square, and it's comfortable. It's really comfortable. I was so lucky to find my size because they mostly had everything for women, and they only had like 6 or 7 men's jackets. 6 of them were tiny. The 7th one was exactly my size. Wendy says, "Show us all," and Miss Love says, "Love your tweed," and it's very comfortable. very comfortable and very warm. I feel nice and cozy right now, and I'm surprised how comfortable Harris Tweed really is. I was about to buy a jumper, but the jumper was a bit more for it. So let me show you more of the views, and then I'll show you more of the jacket. But first, let me sip my coffee, show you the views, and then we'll go downstairs. I'll show you a little bit of the inside. It's a bit quiet. Rainette says probably mid-60s, and it's windy. It's a windy day, so this might be a little bit of a bumpy ride going over. Wendy says, "Are you sad to be leaving?" You know, I think I've experienced what I needed to experience from the Western Isles, from the Hebrides. I think I'm excited to now go to other parts of Europe. Though I really, really love Scotland. This was an amazing, amazing trip. Still have about 2 more days here. But stay tuned, June 30th. If you're itching to see new places I haven't covered before, well, June 30th is going to be your day. All of July, I'll be in places I have not shown before on Urbanist. Hello, Ron. Nice to see you here. Hello, Tamara. Welcome. No says, be a good fellow and give me a nice hot bowl of haggis. You know, I tried haggis here in Stornoway, and oh my, it was delicious. Stornoway is famous for its black pudding, and I had some black pudding at the hotel. They had 2 awesome restaurants. The hotel I stayed at was called the Royal Hotel. I'll be posting a short video on it. And they had 2 restaurants, one called HS1, the other one, the name is escaping me, but they had black pudding made by a butcher. It's like the Highlander TV series and movie series. So the Highlanders made my black pudding, and oh wow, it was so delicious. Hey, Joanne says, Joanne, thank you so much for tuning in. Have you ever been seasick at all, Wendy? Yeah, I was seasick once taking the New York City ferry. I think it was a really, really cloudy day. The tide was very high, and the storm just came in. And I sometimes get what is called barometric migraines, which means when there's a sudden dip in pressure in the air because of an incoming storm, I end up getting a headache. So that combined with the ferry ride, it got me sick. And that was all on live video, actually. That was about 2 years at this point ago. I one time got a little bit sick, luckily not to the point of vomiting, but I got a little bit sick when I was taking a ferry from the mainland of Puerto Rico over to Haggis. So unfortunately, unlike Scotland, Puerto Rico's ferries probably don't have cell phone reception, so I won't be able to live stream that. But that one's a much more bumpy ride because you're going through the Caribbean, which is known to be peaceful, but sometimes it can get rather heavy. Here's another aisle. I'm not sure what this aisle is called. Do let me know. Q&A says it might have been the egg baguette. Yes, I do not eat egg on ferries nor airplanes anymore, especially egg salad. Cynthia says, I used to get barometric migraines, but they stopped as I get older. Yeah, I assume things can change. Beautiful. Wendy says, give us a clue where I'm going to next, says Wendy. I gotta put that up to the vote. Do you guys want a clue of where I'm going to next? Let me know. I can drop it randomly in this show. So let me know how you're doing. Slam that like button. here in the Western Isles. I keep calling it Western Isles because I think that's a cooler name than Hebrides. Hebrides is probably the more traditional name for the language spoken here, Gaelic. But Western Isles sounds so cool because that was the name that they used a lot in the 1800s. So a lot of these older maps and older books about the Hebrides, which is the island chain we're in right now, they call them the Western Isles. Kathy says, I would like a clue. Susie says, is it a city? Q&A says, you can think of it as basically marketing. Clue, yes please. Oh, all right. I'll drop a clue. Let me just think about it real quick. Maybe I'll make it in the form of a riddle. Steva says you should go to Cornwall. Try the Cornish pastries. Tons of history there. I would love to go to Cornwall. I would love to. Really, really love to. Cornwall probably will be a trip I just dedicate on its own. I would love to give Cornwall the attention it deserves and go for maybe 2 weeks in Cornwall and actually rent myself a car, hire a car as they say over here. Kathy says, I'm hearing the Jeopardy theme song right now. I'm trying to think of a good clue that's not too obvious. I would say there's a deep connection with this land to the place I'm going. The connection was a tumultuous point in history. Right where we're at. There's a direct connection to where we're going. That's the clue I'll give you. I think for the history lovers, you'll probably know. You'll probably have an idea. So think about that. What is a connection between where we're at? Not around it, like literally where we're at to where we're going. Tumultuous connection. That's the hint. All right, let me chuck this in the garbage pail. The coffee was really good. Evelyn pregunta, ¿esto es el Océano Atlántico? Sí, este es el Océano Atlántico. Yes, this is the Atlantic Ocean. I'm not sure if this is considered the Irish Sea. The Irish Sea would be more in between Ireland and Scotland. Q&A says, yes, enough said. Good one. I'm so glad, Q&A. Gary says, have you seen how narrow the roads are in Cornwall? You'll be needing to drive using the forest. Yes, I've heard about how hard Cornwall is to navigate. Wendy says, I love dolphins. Will you see any? I hope so. They are viewable in this part of the sea. Class is making a connection. Class. I'm glad you're making guesses, class. Ron says, will there be no speed limits to your next trip? I would say, Ron, you're making a guess, and that's a good guess, but go deeper in history. Gary says, it's a bit ambitious having seats outside on the ship. Brr, yes. Well, it never really gets too cold here in Scotland, in Western Isles, Hebrides. It's only about, I think the lowest is about 36 degrees Fahrenheit is the lowest it gets in wintertime. Maybe there might be a few days of snow, but it's really not as cold as New York gets during the wintertime, where we have 3 or 4 months of weather that can go below freezing. Stephen asks, are you going to Ireland? Month of July will all be places I have not covered before, so stay tuned. John says, beautiful day on the ocean. Oh yes, gorgeous day on the ocean. All right, let's go downstairs. Hopefully service hangs. That was the gentleman that we encountered in the beginning of the broadcast.
Okay, there we go. You have to go to another deck.
Alright, let me know if service is holding on. Great bathrooms, very comfy. Service. Let me know if you see me, hear me. It was bad service. Kathy says we can hear you. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, bad service. Are
you doing a live streaming again?
Do a live stream again, yeah. Enjoying your ride?
Aye, yeah.
Nice. That was my driver. Not my personal driver, but the driver for the tour. Really cool guy. So, yeah, no cell phone reception in the lower decks, but it's very ample. There's a cafe. There's actually like a cafeteria where they actually sell meat pie, which is awesome, fish and chips, mac and cheese, which is very American, and hot dogs, also very American, but made with actual meat from the Scottish Isles as well. And Navi says, "Thank you, you're saved." Yes, I'm glad the service lasted. And yeah, there's lag in the interior tour. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, too much lag in the interior tour. It's cool ferry. Basically, it looks like almost every ferry. I'm not too into ferries, so I don't know how quite to describe it to all of you. But yeah, really cool. So let me show you. Bear with me. So here it is, Harris Tweed. Indicated making it, so I'm going to post a short TikTok Ariel Vieira or Facebook Urbanist Live, and it's 100% pure new wool. So this is not in major cities where there's companies that use recycling. Cheap. That's how this is. It has. Ooh, this one's buttoned. So the pocket is buttoned. That's awesome. It has a few pockets as well. Two inner pockets. This is very useful. So it's a very practical jacket too, and it's called Aldred. I assume that's the tailor. Yeah, that might be the tailor. And this is a size 48 UK, which I think is a 44 in the US. I'm not 100% sure, but size 48 in the UK. So very comfy, very, very comfy. And let's see the buttons. Buttons, basic buttons. They didn't do nothing too fancy with the buttons. I could always change that if I want to. I can upgrade the buttons, get some nice like tortoiseshell buttons going on, or something a little bit more that will combine with the gray. Let me know. Any tailor experts, what do you recommend for buttons? How can I upgrade these? So cool thing is this cost me £260. So it's a bit pricey, but in New York this would cost me $400-500. In London, probably 300-400 pounds in London. So I think they're a good deal. Let me know what you think in the comments. Susie says you just need a kilt to match. Do people wear kilts to match the jackets? Do let me know. Let me go to the shade because I'm gonna be getting sunburned. Wendy says chocolate covered buttons, leather covered buttons, says Miss Lob. You need to get a kilt to match. Joanne says very nice tailoring. Yeah, they did a good job. It fits so snug, super snug. I got lucky because, you know, with a suit, either you have to get custom tailored to fit perfect, or is there a bar on the boat, says Eugene. There is a bar on the boat, but there's no cell phone reception down there, so I might go there after I leave all of you. And watching from my office in Austria. Ooh, that's awesome, Gammer. That's so cool. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And feel free to ask me any questions. I'll stick around. Let me know if you want me to stick around for a little bit. There's not much to show you at the moment. I'll turn the camera soon, but feel free to ask me any questions. Girl in the Curl says, what a distinguished gentleman. Yeah. And now, unfortunately, the downside is I gotta ship this back to New York because the places I'm going to, I don't think I'm going to need a tweed jacket. It might be too hot. This is probably the coldest place I'm going to thus far. Though, in August, I could always consider going to colder climates and make use of this tweed jacket. Thank you so much, John. Hey, man, how's it going? Hey, live stream. Jump over here. Hey everyone, this is Luke. How's the ride so far?
Smooth.
Smooth, yeah.
Had some fish and chips.
Was it good?
Very good.
Very good. Oh, that's awesome.
Huge piece of fish.
Huge piece of fish.
Yeah.
This crazy thing, we can find fish and chips on the ferry, which in America would just be a ham and cheese sandwich.
Right. This ferry is so nice. I thought it was a cruise ship, but the cruise ship was next to ours, and it was not as good. No way.
Yeah, the cruise ship right next was a little bit lackluster.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's your favorite part of the trip so far?
We were just talking about that downstairs. I think the was really fun. I don't know, that's all good.
Yeah,
The Kerrang's number one though.
The Kerrang is it sticks in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was so like impressive.
Yeah. That view was insane. It was great.
I did capture Luke doing the.
Yeah,
you were going downhill.
I was the one scooting down on my butt. Yeah.
How was that? Describe it to
a little
the people
scary.
today.
So it's sort of gravelly. There's some grassy areas what you want to cling onto as you're fighting for your life up the mountain.
Yeah.
But going down, you kind of like walk down steps backwards.
Yeah.
But actually going on the butt was a pretty good method.
Yeah.
It was actually really good. It was.
I think once you do it at least once, it feels like you can do it now many times in the future.
I didn't feel like I was going to die immediately when I was on my butt, so it was good. Yeah.
So will you go hiking now in the Appalachian Mountains?
Yeah.
Or the Virginian, West Virginian mountains?
I've done it a couple times, but it wasn't that intense. Like a lot of trees and stuff kind of blocked the view, but yeah, that was just giant openness.
Right.
You know, it was gorgeous. But yeah, we'll definitely go more hiking for sure.
For context, everyone, that was the video I did where there was no trees. You can see like really crazy.
Yeah. I assume you got shots of the big open area, right? Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
It was so cool.
Introduce a little bit about yourself. What do you do? You're from the U.S.
Yeah, my name is Luke. I'm from the U.S. From Virginia. I own a small business, audiovisual engineering company.
That's cool. Can you mention who you used to work for?
Sure. Yeah. So out of college, I worked at the White House for the Obama administration from 2011 to the end of 2016. That was great. I was like a roadie for the president, so lights, camera, action kind of stuff. Like anytime you saw him or the first lady or VP.
Right.
Audio, lighting, all that stuff. So it was a great gig.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So as for this trip, he was.
Yeah, he's actually here.
I can't. We can't. Copyright issues.
You can't see him. He's right there though.
He'll start charging.
Yeah, I'll be right there. I'll be right there.
How was it live streaming in the official capacity?
So we would live stream on like the big, like any event really. It would be on whitehouse.gov/live.
Yeah.
And we had a mass control where we'd pipe the video and audio through fiber, right, to their mass control, and then they put it on their website. And they put a VOD on YouTube. And
Can you hold this for a second?
Yeah,
Just
sure. So
put my mic over here
I'm
so
not as good as him. Sorry, guys.
so it can catch you as well. All right.
So
Let me know
so
if-
it was all straight. And we would have like a device called a Copperhead to go back on the back of our big Sony XD cam. You put like a big hardwired fiber connection there, and that's how you would stream it. Yeah, over their local.
Wow,
network.
you would use a fiber connection.
Yeah, and it's all run underground, under DC, like under the White House, under the executive office, to the new executive office building on 17th Street. Right, 17th and Penn. I think it's called Black Lives Matter Avenue right now. Or so 17th and Penn, and their master control is right there, up in the upstairs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And will you do live streams up in the air?
No, on the plane?
Yeah, on the plane.
No, I don't believe so.
Can you also mention what plane that was?
Sure. So I was on the 2012 campaign. I was a teleprompter for the POTUS, VPOTUS, FLOTUS, and on Air Force One and Air Force Two. Air Force
That's
Two
so cool.
is just a normal plane. Air Force One's amazing. Air Force Two is just a normal plane.
Right. Let me see what people were saying. Class says Ariel making connections, pun intended.
Right.
Because of the live stream as well.
Yeah.
No wonder Luke is so comfortable in front of camera. Were you ever in front of camera?
Accidentally. I mean, we were all behind the scenes stuff, but there were a lot of times. That's why they wear a full suit.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times we might be in the same shot as the president, so they didn't want like a guy in shirt and jeans, right? Or like all black roadie outfit. They wanted a guy in a suit.
Oh, right. That's why you would not buy another tweed jacket
Yeah,
like
right,
this. You're
I didn't go the tweed.
You're traumatized from suits.
Yeah, he wore the tan suit one time, and that was it. I didn't have no tweed suits.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be cool though.
That'd be
a little
cool.
hot though in the summer.
Miss Love says, "Wow, Air Force One. Oh yes.
Yeah,
Air Force One.
it's so cool. So your first trip. Tell me to shut up.
For enjoying this. Feel free to ask anything to Luke.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
within reason, of course.
Your first trip. So you're at the. You show up there, and you give your bag to the the luggage. You just motorcade through DC to Andrews Air Force Base. And luggage is in your hotel room, in California or wherever you're going, and your bag's on the bed. And you go into the plane. It probably go and you sit down in your assigned seat, and they have like nice gold china, and they have the menu for like lunch or dinner or whatever. Each table had fresh fruit and like chocolates and Air Force One M&Ms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you can watch movies. You can watch movies that were already in the theaters at the time. and you just take off and you just own the sky until wherever you're going.
And you mentioned one person loved to order pizza.
Yeah, it's VP Biden.
Yeah.
So in 2012, he would always stop and get. They were in Chicago or whatever. He would get the whole plane pizza, because Air Force One, not all the press travel with you. They have a press plane behind you. But Air Force Two, a lot of the press travel is on the plane. So he would just order everybody pizza. The crew, the staff, the security, the press, they'd all just get a bunch of pizza.
Oh, that's awesome. So kind of him to do so.
Other than that, it was literally a bag lunch.
Yeah.
So you're going from like gold-plated china and whatever the hell you want to eat to a bag lunch. So yeah, there's a downgrade from Air Force One to Air Force Two for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me see if anyone's saying anything. Ask Luke if he managed to get any branded Air Force One plates.
No, I didn't steal any plates. I got a bunch of stuff. Like you get like little postcards and M&Ms and like what else did I get? Like pins and pins for your shirt, my actual pins, like little paraphernalia, gift shop stuff. But no, I didn't get any plates. Sorry.
That's so cool. So you at least got a pin?
Yeah, I got a bunch of cool stuff. Yeah, when I first got there, they gave you a tour of the whole plane.
Yeah.
You saw the cockpit. You saw where the president sleeps. You see his office. He has like a little mini Oval Office up there, little mini situational room, and you get like a cool like big envelope thing full of goodies.
Right.
Yeah.
And there was no first ferry or first boat or something like that? No, right?
Not that I know of.
Oh, okay,
I don't think. No, we don't like own a first boat.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think he takes a lot of boats unless it's like a planned thing.
And let's see. Do you have to sign the NDA? Well, of course you can't talk about it, but you have to sign things,
how
right?
it went for me. So I was not part of the administration. So I worked for a company that had a contract with the White House, right? So I signed an NDA with that company, and that's pretty standard. Like government contracting, NDAs is pretty standard. But the clearances, I had to get 3 clearances. There was the top secret, presidential service duty, and there was one other one I can't remember. But one of them was literally just so you could like be in the same room with him.
Yeah.
You know, that was clearance, and all that took like 18 months. You know, college, and then I didn't finish until like January of 2011.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, and I graduated that summer. I think I started the whole process like the beginning of 2010, and then it took that whole time. Yeah, it was a long process.
And you mentioned earlier to me that you were name dropped from the president afterwards, right?
Yeah. So the book he wrote, my name is Luke Emery, and if it's, I don't know the page number, but it's in there. He talks. My brother also worked with me on the same team. So if you can find it somewhere, it's like one sentence.
Yeah.
And he mentions that we did a lot of like the telecommunication stuff. So I'm in that book and a couple other books that speechwriters wrote, talking about funny stories and stuff. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, we got to this conversation by talking about gaffer's tape.
Yeah. All of this came from gaffer's tape.
Which is black vinyl tape for people who don't know. Good for.
Go buy some gaff tape.
Right.
You can do anything with it. Yeah.
Were you also trained in the presidential protection as the Mematorian?
No. Well-trained Secret Service for that. Yeah.
So class asks, is the CIA now monitoring my live stream?
Maybe, yeah. I've said his name a bunch. I said Air Force One a bunch.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think they've been monitoring my live streams a long time. I've covered many governmental buildings and things like that. Of course, I don't want to do it in a negative way, but I've talked about the architecture of these places.
If he was in country, maybe, but I don't think he's here.
Yeah.
So if he's in Scotland, they might be watching it, but if he's not in Scotland, you're fine.
I mistakenly live streamed at the British Embassy in Paris.
Mistakenly?
I did not know, actually.
Yeah.
And because sometimes I go on purpose, but this time I did not know. I just wanted to go to the rich area of Paris, and I had a guy with a huge assault rifle tell me to stop recording, and he wanted to see me delete it.
Oh, yeah, that'll happen.
Which you can't legally do in France, but I wasn't going to question it.
They can't make you delete it?
They can't make you delete it,
yeah. Okay.
But
yeah, usually.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see, anyone else? Is there a presidential train? There used to be, but I'm not sure for Obama.
Not an official train. He would travel something safer, quicker, like a plane or a marine one. His helicopter, which that's cool.
Oh,
so go ahead. Yeah.
Well, Biden loves trains.
Yes, so he does take the train home.
Yeah.
To Connecticut. So that I don't know. That's not an official like presidential train, but he just takes like the Amtrak or whatever it is with a bunch of security.
Yeah, exactly.
His own car and all that stuff. Yeah.
And 50 says AAP. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, with
I was there about 6 years. I can't say.
Air Force One. Do you know?
I don't know. I think it's just the designated name.
It's number
Air Force One.
Yeah.
I knew Air Force pilots do fly it. I know that, and they're specially trained for that plane.
That takes care of operations.
You have like Secret Service for military.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have like PSD, which is like they look like police officers, and then you have the agents in the suits, and then you have like I forget the acronym they use, but it's like the big bad boys like with the huge guns, like the snipers on the roof guys. Like if you jump the fence, they're the ones you got to deal with.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really?
And there's a lot of people, man. Like, and they all travel with them. You don't see most of them. They all travel with them everywhere he goes. So,
and you went over to Japan.
That was different. Not for that job, but I've been in Japan probably 6, 7. Fantastic.
How Scotland compared to other places you visited?
Scotland's probably the most beautifully scenic place, other than Iceland.
Right.
But I spent more time here than I did in Iceland. Iceland was like 4 days. But yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. Like literally anywhere you look, it's something awesome.
So around, because and everything.
Yeah, it's just rolling, beautiful, rocky green. There's sheep all over the place, and
So people are saying that the CIA is shutting it down.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm sorry.
Maybe
sorry if I get your stream shut down.
No worries.
Yeah.
My video went viral of the windowless skyscraper in New York City.
Oh yeah.
That has no windows because it was part of the NSA's Titan Point.
Oh. Cool name.
Where they actually gathered all the data from AT&T.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then coincidentally, I got stopped by customs for
for like
3 hours when I returned from Europe.
Just so happened to be you.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was connected to me making videos of a few buildings.
Right. That's cool. That's cool.
If anyone has any last remaining questions, ask for Luke, because the service is indeed shaky. We're already getting in the middle of the sea. YouTube is always good. Yes, Joanne, that's right. Any plane that the president rides, regardless of Air Force One. Yeah. So is there any other plane?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. So he has the main one, and I'm sure there's a backup. But I think the one that I'm referring to is anyone that he might just get onto for an emergency, or say it just turns into Air Force One.
Right.
So that I think I did remember hear that. Yeah. So.
And let's see, anyone else? Hello, everyone. Welcome. Luke, what are the chances of you getting back in?
So my brother's still there, and he's still there. He's a higher position now. I literally it was such a cool job. I was in my 20s. I'm 34 now. I had no social life, but I worked all the time. I was like the one guy that didn't have kids back then. Yeah. So I was like, I'll do all the late events. I'll do all the state arrivals and Christmas parties, and because the food, man, the food was so good. Yeah. So like when there's a big White House thing, they have the East Room and the State Dining Room. And there's giant tables full of all the most delicious food on the planet. And then once all the guests leave, all of us who are working can eat it. So that was my dinner. Like I ate dinner at the White House like for 6 years.
Fully catered meals.
Fully catered meals, like just the best. The desserts, like so good. Baby. But getting back in, I live in Southern Virginia now. It's up in DC, about 3.5 hour drive. It'd be a big commute, and I have kids, so never say never. I'd love to go back. I still have a bunch of friends that work there, and I'm still friends with a lot of the Obama staff from back in the day. So we'll see. It was great.
Baby Channel says, are we cousins? No, we're not related. We're part of those Americans that have the beard.
Yeah, he's way better looking and cooler. Like, look at the tweed. Like, did you show him the tweed?
I did, yeah. I showed the full tweed. Inside's cool. It has pockets everywhere.
Oh, nice.
Which is great for...
Always good to have pockets.
Yeah, great for going out there and hunting.
Right. Yeah. Foraging. Yeah.
Foraging, right. Did you ever meet Mrs. Obama? Asked Susie.
All the time. Yeah. So my job consists of a lot of like intimate stuff with them. Intimate meaning like it's just like us and them and a couple people in a room. So we would do. You can look this up on YouTube and the old White House archives, like the weekly video dress. I can't say how many of those I shot. I shot one every Friday for 6 years. And it'd be by three of us, prompter guy, camera guy, director maybe would be the same, right? And then lighting or audio, and we would just shoot those. And with Mrs. Obama, with Barack Obama, with Joe Biden, with Dr. Jill Biden, celebrities, musicians, whoever. Oh, cool. Any whatever like agenda was being pushed or any messages they were sending, we met all sorts of people.
Any celebrity that you personally fanboyed about seeing?
George Lucas.
Oh wow, George Lucas joined in on one of the events.
Neil deGrasse Tyson was really cool.
That's so cool.
So he was there. That the Cosmos. He kind of redid that show.
Yeah.
So we had a big event about that. Had a big screening in the East Room, and he was there, and we were kind of setting it up. So that's cool. Thing would be behind the scenes. You're there when it's all getting set up. And Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson was sitting there, and I was like, oh, it's my chance. So I went in there, I talked to him for 10 minutes about black holes and space and all this cool stuff. And he was cool about it. He was happy. He loves that stuff.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, Bill Nye the Science Guy, a bunch, bunch of musicians like Justin Timberlake, Queen Latifah, Common, I can't even name them all.
That's amazing.
Everybody wanted to go to the White House during the Obama administration because, they threw good parties.
Miss Loop says, George Lucas, that's amazing. What was he doing?
I don't remember. He might be getting an award.
Oh, I see.
I don't remember exactly why, but I just went up and I was totally geeking out, right? 'Cause Luke, Luke Skywalker.
Of course, yeah. You had the R2D2 shirt.
Yeah, I was under my suit was an R2D2 shirt. So I went up and I was like, "Hello, sir. Congratulations. I'm a huge fan of your movie." Something like that.
Right.
Something easy, so I wouldn't flub it,
Did you ever do live streams remotely?
So they have some setup. So I would just do DC and CONUS stuff. CONUS means continental United States.
Okay.
OCONUS outside the continental United States is mostly military. The military version of me would go travel with him to Japan or China.
Did you do Puerto Rico?
I think he went to Puerto Rico. I never went with him personally. We were just mainly DC stuff. The White House. We really were mainly was the residence.
Right.
The White House and EOB. We did do some stuff in the States. The campaign, I went all over the place. Campaign, I probably hit 40 states,
Because I want to know the technology so I can do live streams in super remote places.
Hey, you just need a whole full motorcade. You need a giant a press van full of antennas and satellites.
like a crew of like 3
A
people.
few $1 million, you know, yeah. You can do it, yeah.
There we go. That's the next budget, everyone. So become a patron.
Yeah. If you want to see more aerial in different spots of the world, you got to do that.
Miss Slav is making a great reference saying, "Luke, I am your president."
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Obama never said that to you.
No, he didn't ever say it to me, no. Funny enough, like,
the gravelly voice.
We had some conversations with it, you know, they weren't like just funny stuff.
Yeah.
But he's actually a very, very humorous person.
Yeah.
So those weekly video drafts, like you mentioned, they're pretty intimate. They're like, normally at the end of the day, and it'd be literally like 3 of us and him and a Secret Service outside the door. So he would come, he'd chit chat, talk about sports, whatever, the Chicago Bears or something like that. Yeah, we would chit chat, but yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. I can't say enough fun. It's very busy, hard work.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I would never trade it for the world. It was great.
That's awesome experience. Yeah. And so, what would you recommend people going to Scotland first time? What was the thing that you said the Kerrang, but
yeah, if you're going to Scotland, like the Hebrides, right? If you're doing the islands, yeah, definitely do the Kerrang. If you like, it's not moderate. It's moderate, and then it's not.
So let's
talk about that.
I did not talk about that. Let's fill them in. Our tour guide was amazing.
Yes,
great guy, really professional.
Danny,
knew his stuff. But the hike was tagged as being moderate.
Yeah.
Which what did you expect when you heard moderate?
Moderate, I don't know. My American moderate is like right above easy.
Yeah.
You know, like easy to me is like a flat path, like you're just walking, looking at trees. Moderate's like there's some hills, you know, maybe a little rock. But this was like European moderate, mountaineer moderate, I guess. You're climbing little waterfalls and climb back up them, and there's like
we had to skip a stream that was like if it would be like a
you're dodging sheep the whole time.
It would be like a 50-foot drop if you missed the stream.
Die immediately, yeah, easy and moderate, from my opinion, is like you won't die. Right. But European moderate, Scottish moderate, you might die. Yeah, you might die.
So yes, the tour guide, again, he's a great tour guide, but he described it as being easy, as being very like a light hike that you have to kind of a slight incline.
Undersold it just a little bit.
Well, when I saw that huge ascent
at the end
that you guys did, I was like, oh no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna, but then Katie, my girlfriend Katie, she went up, so I was like, well, I gotta go.
Of course.
I gotta go. I might die, but I gotta go. I gotta go do it. But
yeah, that was my plan. What was your favorite food in this trip? Because we're nearing the end, everyone. So this is our last day, full day all together.
Heading out tomorrow. Man, the full Scottish breakfast has been great. The salmon and the eggs this morning for breakfast has been really good. The blood pudding was better than I thought.
Oh, cool.
And the haggis.
It was the first time you tried it?
Yeah, I think first time I've had that. And I'm simple, man. I have the fish and chips. Big piece of fish, really good fish, lightly battered. It was great.
Yeah, I mean the fish and chips were caught right off the sea where we were at.
Pulled them off the big boat here.
And then the favorite place you liked to stay at in this trip, what was the
favorite hotel?
Yeah,
I think Portree.
Portree, yeah.
Because we had a huge room. Yeah. Is it mainly an American audience or all over the place?
All over the place.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah.
So American hotels are bigger, broader. Like everything's really narrow here. I have pretty wide shoulders.
Yeah.
So that was fun to navigate that. But yeah, we had that was our biggest room, and the shower made sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't super short.
Yeah. Every hotel has had a different shower. And a way you turn on the water.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Portree was a really cute town. I like this one a lot too, actually. And Inverness, we were only there kind of a day. So.
Class said there could only be one black pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Stornoway. That's Stornoway. That is the one black pudding to rule them all.
Black pudding.
Yeah.
You had it here, right?
Man, I had it like five times. 5 times a day. No, I had it like 3 times a day.
Did you have it in Inverness as well?
I did. Yeah.
Is this better?
This is way better. Yeah. This is the best black pudding I've tried so far. Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Lorraine, thank you so much for the stars. I appreciate it. I'm going to show you the views one more time. Everyone say goodbye to Luke.
Yeah, this was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much for the great conversation.
Yeah, of course.
If you want to plug any Instagram or anything.
I'm not on social media.
Okay, you're not social media.
Don't get mad at me, everybody. I'm not on social media.
Cool. All right, let me show the views one more time. So right here, one more time, we barely see anything here. Susie says it's the lovely Scottish water. Oh yes, the lovely Scottish water right over here. And then we're starting to see the views over here. Look at that.
time. Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
no problem. Okay, everyone, that was a live stream from the boat. There's service is now getting very shaky, but we're starting to see the Highlands there in the distance, right over here. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in. That was an awesome conversation with Luke, official AV. So here from the Ferry, which is a town on the Scottish mainlands, about an hour and a half northern city. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Everyone, keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. As they say in Gaelic in the Scottish Isles, Slán ga fóill.